Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ICS321 Fall 2022, and this is the first video, and I'm just going to talk about the syllabus, introduce you to the course. Let me share my screen. And you should see the course up here on your selection of courses. If you don't see the course, click over here and find Fall 2022 and star it. And if you don't see it there, then that's something with your registration. Just email me and I can just add you in. Let's see. So when you first come into ICS 321, though, you should see the overview, which looks like this, and the syllabus is right on the overview. This is the syllabus. I'll go over that in a moment. If there's any announcements, they will be here. This weekly engagement, it's very important this week, especially. You have to do this participation verification. That's how I know that you're in the course. If you don't do this, there's a chance that you'll get disenrolled, and it's troublesome to get re-enrolled if you get disenrolled. So just come in and do the weekly participation, and so I'll do it right here. This is my student account. I've got a different icon over here. And so you come in here and it says, briefly summarize what you learned about the academic material in this course during the first week of class. It doesn't matter what you put. The textbook is online here. See, you click on this textbook online. This is a lot of academic. This is the academic material. Okay, so I'm going to be sassy and put the academic material is online. Okay, there. Proceed and submit. There, I got my point, and I won't be disenrolled. All right, the next here is the textbook, as I showed you. You click on that and you get to the textbook. If you haven't paid, then when you click on this, it'll say, oh, here, you'll get the first chapter for free, and but then after that, you have to pay. And it's only $77, so it's a pretty good deal. And you have to do it because you can't share or anything because you do exercises in the textbook, and I'll get to that in a moment. Next is the grade book here, and this is going to have all of the assignments are here, and then there's these weekly engagement things, and then down below here it's not in a very good order, but this is from the zyBooks. And there are these participation activities, and I'll show you those in a moment, the challenge activities, and then these labs, and I'll show you what those are in a moment. Here are your assignments, and these assignments have to be done on a server that's provided for you. And so you can click on the first assignment is to make sure your server is all set up. Tells you how to get to it and everything. I'm going to use email mostly to communicate with you. I'm sort of shifting over that. I used to use announcements all the time, but the problem with when I send you an announcement, if you have a question, you can't just hit reply. But when I use email, if you have a question, you can just hit reply, and then that's fine. You get your question. The subject line might be the wrong subject line. It's okay. Just hit reply and ask me a question if you have a question. That's cool. All right, and every email that I ever send, I've activated this email archive thing, so every email that I ever send is going to be here. So if you miss an email, you can just log into Lalima and go back here. If you want me to look at your code for some reason, let's see, is that going to be necessary? No, well, if you want me to look at your code, you can just pop it in your Dropbox. The resources, very important, the resources. Okay, I'm glad I got all the way to resources. These are all the video playlists for previous semesters. And I'm going to add fall 2022 and the video playlist for this will be the first one. And the video playlists are YouTube YouTube videos. So if you click on this one, for example, for summer, just this last summer, these are all the videos for last summer. There weren't a lot, I guess. Why? Because most of the stuff is in these previous playlists. And so, you know, when you have questions on stuff, I will think if I did a video on it, then I will go back and find which one it is. And then I will send you the video and then you can watch the video. I mean, I'll find the video and I'll find the place in the video where you gotta skip to. And you might have to watch about 10 minutes, but it'll be the solution to a problem. I've done all of these assignments at one time or another in the last, few semesters. And before I did playlists, I had, I just did the videos. I just did I didn't have playlists. I just remembered what all these are still YouTube. Anyway, all right, so that's the Laulima website. So all the important stuff that you need to know, you start here. Weekly engagement, I did that. Zybooks textbook. Let's quickly look at the Zybooks textbook. And let's get started here. The first chapter here, first section of the first chapter, you can watch this video on what these are all about. There's a participation activities. And participation activities just means clicking through them. You just click through them, and you pay attention and you watch and you click and you click, and when you're all done, you should be watching this. It gives you a check mark, and then you get points. You don't get a lot of points, but you get points. And you drag this around and get the right answer, and you get points. You do this, click through this, and you get the points. You answer these questions, and you get the points. Nope. Oh, look, I got the point. Okay, so it's that easy. But really, you don't do that. Click through this. So, but the thing with participation activities is you get rewarded for reading. You should read it, and if you do it, if you read it and you answer these questions, then you'll understand it. These are good questions. They're pretty straightforward, and they test your understanding of it. And the theory behind these kinds of textbooks are you're given information in small chunks. They're really good at doing that. It's making it in small chunks because these days we're all busy. You get interrupted and got to go do something. And so by making these sections, you read it, you look at the participation activities, and then you answer the questions, and then you know it. All right, so that's participation activities. There are also, let's see if I can find any. There are challenge activities. These are different. These are like quizzes. I call them challenge quizzes, and sometimes you have to answer all the questions correctly. If you don't answer the question correctly, it gives you the same kind of question again, until you do answer it correctly. So I'll do this one. Start. What is the new rows area? Okay, so you're supposed to read all this. You learn about insert statements. And so this is an insert statement. And the way insert statements work is there's an order here. There's name, capital, there's this. And so that's the order that these values are going into the table, inserting into this table called country. And so what is the new rows area? Well, it would be, this is area. Well, it must be this. And so I'm supposed to pick which one it is. Oh, look, it's this one. Okay. What would happen if I were to, okay, I'll get this. This one's right. That's what it looks like when it's right. This one says, so now it's a select statement. Select the name from the country where independence year is less than 2000. That'd be this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. There's 4 of them. The result table has how many names? It has 4. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, now what happens if I make a mistake? I'm just going to say 3. It tells me what it expected. It even tells me which ones. Now when I click next, oh, I got to do it again. Now it's asking where the country area is less than 85,000. Well, that would be, and how many are there? Well, it's this one, it's this one, it's this one, it's this one, but not this one. So that's the same, 4. Bump, 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 bump. All right, see, so that's how these challenge activities work. And then finally, we have labs. Now, the way this lab works is, do we have to do this? Okay, so you can install Syllabus by going to, no, you could install MySQL Workbench on your computer if you want to, or you can use the server that is provided for you in this course. And so if you go to server assignments and you look at the first one is this one here, MySQL host server. This is how you get to your server. And you log into it, and then you open up this thing called cPanel, and in cPanel you can set up your server. And I will show you how to do that in the next video. Or you can probably go into the resources and find a previous video early on. All right, so you set it up, and then you the create table statement. So what you're supposed to do is first you install Syllabus, and here's the schema, and here's the data. And I'll show you how to do it in the next video. All right, so what I was going to say is we're going to install the schema and the data on your server. Okay, and I'm sure there's, let's see, let me go to resources. Oh, I'll just go to the summer 2021. I will look that up. All right, so so there's that there. Okay, and so and what you're supposed to do is install the database, and then you're supposed to do an export on one of the tables, and then you're supposed to paste that export. It's the create table statement right in here, and then you click on submit mode, and then you get the points. So basically you're doing something on a server, and so you can install MySQL server on your computer and do it locally on your computer, or you can do it on the server I provide for you. All right. So yes, there's those kinds of labs, but there's also these kinds of labs where you are just entering in SQL statements. In chapter 3, chapter 2 as even chapter 2. In chapter 2, we learn about create table statements, how to alter a table, how to create a table with constraints, and so on. And then in chapter 3, we actually start to do select statements and insert statements and update statements and delete statements. And then in chapter 4, we start to do primary keys and foreign keys and referential integrity, and there's an assignment. And then we do aggregate functions, joints, and so on. And we start to get in a little bit of theory down here. And here, these now are, I think we run out of labs. I don't know, this might be the last. Are there labs all the way down? I'm not sure. No, there are. If you go back and look at the syllabus, then see the new playlist is, the link is going to be here. This is a link to the textbook. It shows that I've worked on dividing up the textbook where one chapter per week, and I've spread it out a little bit. And you know, the original book had a chapter on these SQL statements, and I actually split it up into four chapters because that was a really long one. And then these other ones I left alone. But anyway, so there's these participation activities, and you get a little bit of points for that. You get 10%, you know, to click through those. That's the difference between an A and a B. And then there's also for what I call assignments. You do the challenge activities and you do the labs for each chapter, and that totals up to 20% of your grade for challenge activities and 20% of your grade for the labs in the textbook. And then the 5 SQL, there's going to be 5 SQL projects, and those are 45% of your grade. And then the weekly engagement is going to be 5% of your grade. Each time you answer the question of the week, you get a half a point, up to you know, up to 5, you know, 10, up to 5 points total, 5% of your grade. Half a percent of your grade is each of these weekly engagements, and you can miss 6 of them. Okay, so there's 16 of them because there's 16 weeks in the semester. You got to go in every week and say what you learned that week, or if you didn't learn anything, you say sorry, busy, whatever. It's just checking in, and what it's for is when when people drop, I have to know the last time they were engaged, and it's federal. It's a federal law now, and so I'm actually giving you points to keep track of that. And I don't care, you know, what you put. I just want to. It's just sort of checking in. All right, so that's what that is. The projects are when we're the areas of the textbook, in the sections of the textbook where we are procedural SQL. This is writing triggers and stored procedures. So we're writing procedures in a new language. It's and we are gonna you know, you interact with the database management system when you create these procedures. So if you are choosing to you're gonna be writing these procedures on your server, and that's what those assignments are. It's like let's see, I can show you what assignment 4 looks like. This, and where you're given this table here, and you have to normalize it down to 3. You normalize it, and I say what tables to normalize them to, and then I have you write a trigger to do something, and I have you write a trigger to doing something else, and then I have you write a store procedure. I give you almost all of the store procedure, and this is the SQL language. You see it: if, then, and if, and so on. That's how the syntax of this language works. It's a transaction here. And so that's this procedural language. You're going to do this on your server, and it's going to be auto graded. Yeah, I've got this whole thing set up. Anyway, I'll show you that. And but that's not. I'm not quite done with that assignment yet. So you cannot see it yet. You can only see the first 2 assignments. So all right, I think that might be covers everything I was going to cover. Oh, okay. Oh, late policy. Let me go to grading. So, all right. So these due dates. Okay, all of everything in this class is auto graded. So, so that means that there's no reason for me I got no justification. I got really no justification to take off points, to actually take off points if you hand stuff in beyond these due dates. You know, I'm not really here to teach you time management. But I can, and so I make my schedule according to your schedule. I make your schedule according to, you know, to match up with my schedule. So if you go past the scheduled due dates, you'll see zeros in the grade book. But once you do the assignments, and you have scores, then those scores will appear the next time I do the grades, next time I upload the grades. And so I don't discount anything for having it be 0 for a while. You know, just as long as before the end of the semester you've done it, and there's a grade there for you at the end of the semester. And that's because I can do that because it's all auto graded. So the only thing that you can miss is the weekly engagement things. There's going to be 16 of them, and you have to make sure you just answer something. You can be sassy, but whatever, answer 10 of them. Okay, so you can disappear for 6 of them anyway. So but that helps me keep track. And also I haven't seen yet how they're going to be graded, but we could possibly use that as a way of communication. I'm going to see about that. It's like instead of saying "What did you learn," I can change the question to "What's on your mind" or something. Anyway, we'll see about that. All right, I think I've covered everything. And so as far as extra credit goes, there's no extra credit because it's every just go back and do something you missed. You know, there could be extra credit if you miss an assignment or something like that, or you do poorly on a test or something. And I don't really do that in this class. So if you you know, just finish all your work, do everything, and if you get all 100%, if you get all the points, and sometimes people do get all the points, then that would be an A+. Okay, because you can get all the points. You have to do everything. That means you have to click. That means you have to get all you have to get all these points too. So really know the stuff. Get all these points, get all these points, and get all these points. And in this class, there actually are a couple people that do that every semester. So, all right, this is the first video, and so I will be sending out an announcement usually before I make a video, just to let you know that I'm going to record, and then if you want to tune in, you can, but nobody ever does. So. All right, so I hope this helps. Have a good semester, and if you have any questions, either text me or email me. If you text me, first time you text me, make sure you tell me who you are. All right, thanks for watching.